That is strong. Hello everybody, good evening, welcome to That's Football. I'm back. Just had me dinner, got myself a drink. Hope we're all doing well. Man City, Real Madrid, PSG, Chelsea. The main event tonight. Absolutely, I tell you what, Madueke deserves credit for stepping out and actually facing the cameras, because that was a dive, and for him to sit there and go, all right, stand there and, you know, I like Madueke, but come on, that's funny, that is. But look, PSG, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Man City. Man City are going to win. Not so sure in the PSG Chelsea game. I think they're both going to be massively, massively interesting. Make sure you share the video and get involved. Perry says someone's rattled. Mate, you're on the wrong channel. I don't get rattled by Liverpool winning things or Arsenal winning things. That's football's not built on that. Never has been and probably never will be. If it was against Man United in a Champions League game, I would be rattled. But I'm old enough and wise enough to know that these things happen in football, and I certainly don't. You know, I'm more looking forward to these games anyway. Look, Newcastle last night probably felt hard done by. That was a penalty. I thought Newcastle deserved to win the game, but that was a penalty on Yamal. You have to give the penalty. I think tonight, Leverkusen probably deserved to win the game less than Newcastle deserved to beat Barcelona, but that wasn't a penalty. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? I think Leverkusen did well to get a draw out of it. I think Arsenal were off tonight. But look, we move on. Chelsea got a tremendously strong midfield with James, Caicedo and Enzo. Pedro's in very good form. This is a big game for them, for Chelsea. They want to do well in the Champions League. They're a dangerous team, Chelsea. We've seen them win the Club World Cup. People write them off, but actually they're pretty good in these types of scenarios. And Real Madrid are vulnerable. But remember, both these games are away. So we're in Paris, we're in Madrid. Chelsea and Man City bring them back to England next week. So if they can get good results here, they've got very good chances of going through. Also, we'll be keeping an eye on Bodo Glimt as well. We're just waiting to start here in the Bernabeu. Real Madrid decimated. There's no doubt about that. They've got a lot of injury problems. But they're also the sort of team, they've got some good players in that team anyway. Valverde, Rudiger, obviously Trent's playing. Man City in a horrible kit. Dark green kit when you're playing on green grass. Would you take Mamouche at United to Mrs. Star? I like Mamouche. I do like Mamouche. I mean, I don't know whether I'd take him at Man United. I've got me drink, by the way. So I've got this the wrong way around. It's ginger ale, ice, and then I put the rum on top, but it's not sinking down, so it's very strong at the top, and it'll be weaker at the bottom. Right, let me get that full screen for Chelsea. There we go. So PSG, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Man City. Nick P says, prepare yourself mentally because Darren from the Stoke will infiltrate the chat. He went to Magaluf for a week one summer and now supports Madrid. Yeah, well, we had Steve from Norwich last night, the Barcelona fan. But look, you know what? What I would say as well is, and we saw it in the Leverkusen game, is that, God, that's wax. I hate it when your ears are dirty. We saw it in the Leverkusen Arsenal game. We can say Man City is strong, Chelsea is strong. But as we've seen, has the Premier League become a little bit pragmatic that the more expansive leagues can live with it? Like, we'll see. We'll see. I've got Chelsea maybe getting a draw, and I've got Man City winning. That's what I'm going for. Let me know your double. What happened to the Moscow Mule? I don't think I've got the ingredients for it. I haven't got any lime. That's lovely now. That reminds me when I went to Tenerife, played the Las Americas when I was about 20. And it was in the Red Bull and vodka boom. And we went to Tenerife for 2 weeks, lads' holiday. And first night we went in this bar and we were like Red Bull and vodka. And they said, "What? We haven't got Red Bull, but we've got this, whatever, It was basically cheap Red Bull. And the vodka we use is this. Fuck knows what it was. But basically, it was probably that much vodka and then that much Red Bull. I mean, that much Red Bull and that much vodka. And it was so strong. But once you've had a few sips of it, you get used to it. Would you swap Mainu for Camavinga, says Syndicate? No, I don't think so. Tell you what, PSG have put a couple of tasty tackles in early on. That's one on Caicedo. There was one a minute ago on Palmer. So PSG putting a few tackles. I want PSG to lose so that Enrique leaves to Manchester United. I think on balance, Leverkusen Arsenal draw was probably about the right result, by the way. I don't want to back the Arsenal fans, but I watched the game. I think a draw was probably about right. I just don't think it was a penalty. I don't think there's an injustice in Leverkusen totally deserved to win the game. I thought Leverkusen had a good game. I think Arsenal have got the better players, and I think Leverkusen did very, very well. I don't feel like they deserved to win the game across the 90 minutes, but I don't think it was a penalty at the end. I think Timber should have scored. Why do you secretly love Newcastle? Oh, I secretly love Liverpool. I secretly love Newcastle. I secretly love Arsenal. I secretly love Chelsea. Maybe I just love openly football. From 2-2, teacher said they knew you, says Joe. Tell me the name. And then go to school tomorrow and say, where's my statue? Good cross! Where's PSG's defence here? There is no defence. They're queuing up in the box. Pedro's unmarked. Where is Pedro and Neto? I actually thought it was a cross into Chelsea's box. You wouldn't believe this. Cross comes into the box. No defenders for PSG. They haven't turned up. Razinha's getting excited. Mr. Wilkins, teacher, PE, recognise him. I don't. It's not a name that jumps out as being recognisable. Chelsea on the attack again. Oh, I'll tell you what, I've got to get used to this. It's difficult to keep an eye on both games. Thank you very much, Joe. I should still build a statue. Let me come and do a talk. You know, Oxford University have asked me to go and do a talk, and Trinity College in Dublin, two of the biggest in the world. And the school I went to can't be asked to get me to come and do a bloody talk. Absolute prats. I have got Real Madrid Man City on here, yeah. That's the featured game, but I'm just saying Chelsea have started off really well against PSG. Really well. Considering we've only had 6 minutes, Chelsea have started off fantastically well. Joe says he said you were good at athletics. Well, he must know me because I was I was good at everything, actually. Apart from actual lessons, apart PE. Anyway, I'll try and keep an eye on the Madrid game a little bit more because I am drawn to Chelsea PSG a little bit here. This is an interesting point from Aslem. He says, interesting fact, 2nd to 11th ranked teams on distance covered this season in the Champions League average 118 to 115 kilometres per game. Bodo Glimt is first at 123. So they do a lot of running. Cross came in there from Doku. Didn't get anyone on the end of it. Got nearly 10,000 watching already. Please share the video. This is big tonight. Make sure you subscribe. Now Real Madrid on the attack. Vinny J probably should pass out wide right. He does. Now Vinny J on the edge. He's in. Good save Donnarumma. And it goes for a corner. Brahim Diaz. I'd be interested if Real Madrid give it a go. It'd be interesting. Dim says, whatever Real's defensive setup is, they've got to drop it immediately. It's very open. So's PSG's, mate. Both of them very open. And that cross by Doku very nearly ended in a goal. Went to Tenerife last summer. The vodka Red Bulls were flowing and it was carnage. My phone got nicked, says Benjamin. Rudiger with the header, headed away. And again, Rudiger. I mean, Rudiger's got to have one of those games tonight, hasn't he? Your talk would be like Partridge and Sweaty Raphael, says Miss Con. Yeah, it would, yeah. Miss Con, thank you very much for your super chat. Have you had those tried those giant Watsits, Mark? Halloween, about 8 years ago, they had these, they called them witch's fingers, and they were these massive Watsits, spicy tomato flavour. They were absolutely lovely. And they don't do them anymore. They just do them in cheese. When I went to Tenerife was over 20 years ago. I think I went 2001. Must be 2001. PSG on the attack. Dembele. Cross. Headed down. Barcola! There we go. What a hit right in the top corner. What a finish, says Alex. What a goal by PSG. He's absolutely... Well, that's just typical of Chelsea. That is a fantastic goal. You can't argue. It is a great goal. They've started off a little bit slow, PSG, but that's what they can do. And they lead 1-0 here. We've got a goal. We want goals. We want goals in this Champions League. It's a lovely goal by Barcola. I mean, this is what PSG can do on the attack. They get it out wide to Dembele. No messing around. Cross comes in. Headed down. Poor defending. Poor defending by Enzo and Reece James, if we're being completely honest. But what a finish. Roofs it. I mean, you don't save those. Look at how he finishes that. You don't save those. Smashes it. Look at this angle here. Bang. Half volley. Mate, you'd need about 5 goalkeepers and they still don't save that. Absolutely incredible. Lovely knockdown by João Neves, as Kyle says as well. There we go. 10 minutes. We've got a goal. We've got a goal. Dale says, when's the next going for Goldbridge? Technically, it's out tomorrow at 11:45. There is a video going out on the Goldbridge channel tomorrow. Barcola Banga. I mean, they were talking about Barcola coming to Man United, weren't they? But only if Enrique comes. Kendrew says, what's the craziest night out you remember, Mark? I remember being in a field in Hoath, in Dublin, and running away from some lads who were trying to beat us up and hiding in a hedge. And then this big, massive thing was breathing next to us. And I thought it was the devil. I'd had a few, and it was actually a horse. Probably going, what are you doing in my field? Barcola to United in the summer, says KW. And I think the same night, I tried to get down to the beach and fell in the biggest load of nettles you'll ever know. I mean, I got stung absolutely to fuck, basically. But I felt no pain. And somebody said we should probably take him to hospital because it took them ages to find me. I just lay there in these nettles, and it took them ages to get me out. And I was that badly stung when I woke up the next day with the hangover. I was in agony, but at the time I felt no pain. That was an adventurous night. That was. I've got a scar under my chin from that night as well because I slipped over and hit my chin on a curb, and it's like an indentation. There was blood all down my neck, and I just kept going. I think I've cut my throat. And they were like, "You haven't cut your throat," and I was like, "Well, I'm bleeding from my neck. There's blood all over my neck. I think I'm too drunk to know." So 12 minutes have flown by here already. A brilliant goal by Barcola for PSG. It's a shame for Chelsea because they started off quite well. But goals change games. Have you heard this from NRM? If Spurs win the Champions League and get relegated from the Premier League, will that settle the debate that the Premier League is the best league? Yeah, well Spurs ain't winning the Champions League, mate. I mean, here's a question for you. This is a very good question, and I will put it out there. When will Spurs next be in the Champions League? Because I'm thinking a decade. I don't think they get back in the Champions League for a very long time. Laura says, I've just caught up on your United Stand video. It's a good one. Thanks for watching. But then again, I suppose, to be fair, you can get into the Champions League through the Europa, but I don't think they'll be in it for a long time. It'd be like that old twat from Titanic going, "It's been 82 years. It's been 82 years since we got pumped by Atletico Madrid. We got violated. We got absolutely battered." I mean, they had it so hard. No, stop. It's not a good night out if you don't end up in a bush with a horse, says Lewis. Thanks for your super chat, Lewis. Why were the lads chasing you? Well, it wasn't for that reason. I don't know. Well, I do know, but I don't want to share it on a live stream. People get very protective of their girlfriends, let's just say that. Oh, good shot. PSG have got their tails up here. Neves says Doku's cooking. When he's on it, he's on it. Hi, Mark, and that's football, says Daniel. Hope you're all well. Brilliant video on United Stand tonight, especially on the manager situation, and completely agree with what you said. Left some thoughts in the comments. I think a lot of people are enjoying the video on the United Stand tonight, so thank you very much for that. My Baller League team, look at all the white shirts there as well, Real Madrid. I suppose all you got to do is turn up in a white T-shirt. It's not that hard, is it? In fact, I'm not giving it any respect. Oh, everybody turn up in white. Oh, I don't know whether I've got a white T-shirt. I mean, I'm literally wearing one myself. Baller League Monday. Make sure you're watching it. My team's training tonight. People will say, why are you not there? In a way, I don't need to be there. I've got a very good coaching setup. I've got very good players. I'm like Sir Alex. I'm there. I drop voice notes in the WhatsApp. I send my patterns of play that I want them to train. I'm like that manager that turns up at the end and, you know, gives the motivational speech. But they've had the portfolio. I've sent all the instructions through. Spurs are doing a Schalke from a couple of years ago, says the one Paddy. Well, it's Real Madrid on the attack at the moment. It's a bit end-to-end, this Real Madrid-Man City game. Tchouameni with a shot, good block. Now it's Doku trying to break away, but Real Madrid are going to have to try and do something in this first leg because I think they're going to struggle second leg. Bellingham won't be back until mid-April. Mbappe might be back. Oh, here's Neto. In for Chelsea down the left-hand side. Cuts it back. And it nearly goes in for an own goal. What's your favourite sweet, Mark? Says Garrett. Oh, I used to love midget gems. I have to avoid them now. You can get big boxes of them on Amazon, and I just can't do it. Used to buy myself one every year, and I just go put it in the garage and sneak in the garage and go, oh. I just can't. I've got enough fillings in my teeth. And I'm in my 40s. You can't be consuming that much sugar. So I try not to. Are you using multi-view? I don't need to. I've got 2 screens. I don't think they do multi-view on TNT anyway. Quite like Haribo's as well. I don't know what the keeper was doing there. He was trying to. It's like he was trying to save it. You weren't in front of your goal, mate. CJ says you're terrible at match commentary. Yeah, mate. If you want match commentary, turn on TNT. Turn this off. This ain't match commentary. It's a watch-along, mate. It's been going on for a decade. It's not match commentary. That's not what it is. This is more down the pub with your mates, with the football on, chatting about stuff while it's on. Ooh, good shot there. Bernardo Silva on the turn, just wide. Good technique. I'll tell you what sweets I used to love as a kid. Chewits. Strawberry Chewits. Can you remember the advert with the dinosaur? Don't sell them anymore, which makes you think what was in them. Used to love strawberry Chewits. They were so nice. I used to open all the wrappers, squish them down, and shove them all in. Valverde! Valverde! He scores! Real Madrid are 1-0 up! What's going on? What's going on in the bloody Premier League? I'm out there fighting everybody saying La Liga's shit. We're losing to PSG. We're losing to Man City. We're losing to Leverkusen. We're losing to Galatasaray. Is there any other leagues we want to bend over and take it from? What's going on? Second night in a row. Turkish League. Have a go. Tonight, Bundesliga. La Liga. The French League. We're taking it from all of them. What's going on? It's meant to be the best league in the world. Bloody, I blame PGMOL, I do. This obsession with long throw-ins and crowding the keeper won't work in Europe. You bloody idiots. Oh, all the La Liga rimmers are coming in now. Lovely goal by Valverde. Why didn't Donnarumma take the ball with his hand? Why did Donnarumma think that the ball was Valverde? Did you see that? Why did Donnarumma not knock the ball with his hand? He sort of like went... I think he thought the ball was Valverde and didn't want to do it. Well, it's good for the game, not good for the Prem. You can still get Chewits in Ireland. You can still get red lemonade in Ireland, Jakey. Oh, Ross, my agent, has just sent in a link that you can buy Chewits in a pack of 30 on Amazon. Well, you can get everything on Amazon. You can get original sports mixture on... if anyone knows what sports mixture are, they're different flavoured chewy sweets. And the black ones are actually meant to be aniseed, but they changed them to blackcurrant. But on Amazon, you can get the originals from Lions. Gaming Kid says, I told you, Mark, La Liga clears Premier League in the mud. Mate, it's 21 minutes into a two-legged game. Come back next week. He who laughs first laughs last. As my great Aunt Ethel used to say. And she died laughing. Everyone is worried about Arsenal. As a Man United fan, I worry from City, treble or quadruple. They're all in competitions. People fall to Pep downplaying them. Well, they're losing here, Sayer. I think Bayern Munich will knock Man City out anyway, even if they get through here. Jaw says the local pop man in his little van was the best. He was very good. I remember the ice cream flavoured Chewits. Yes, and apple, David. Blackcurrant, apple, strawberry. Favourite pub food, says I am. I think down pub, I'll do like a burger. Look, I'm not actually surprised that Man City are losing because Real Madrid do have that aura about them. Chelsea just need to get their act together here because Chelsea can win this game. They've actually played well and the game is wide open. They've got so many players forward, Chelsea. I think Chelsea can do this. They've got so much space. They won't be used to this. In the Premier League, you don't get this much space. It's wide open, that game. This is what I mean about Chelsea, though. They just need put Osman up front. They'd be 4-0 up. David, thanks for the super chat. Cross comes into the back post. And Pedro treats it like a bloody defensive header. Where's your neck muscle? Where were you on neck muscles day, mate? Sleeping? It's a shit header, that is. Fish and chips with a beer, says Mrs. Stone. I think we're going to a fish restaurant tomorrow night, actually. No, not tomorrow night. Saturday night. Man United are playing on Sunday, aren't they? Got to be a pie. I had a lovely pie down my local about a week ago. Chicken and chorizo pie. Oh, the pastry. Mwah. My point stands from the Arsenal game. Premier League top teams, no soul, no individual brilliance, overcomplicated crap. Someone take a shot, man. Yeah, but Mozza, whether it's a penalty or not, that goal comes from Madueke being direct. If that's Saka, he slows it down, has loads of touches and passes it inside. Madueke gets it, goes direct. Yes, it's a dive, but he creates the opportunity by being, like you say, individual and direct. Two good games here. This is the problem with the Champions League. It's the double watch-alongs. Yeah, I agree with Harry. That's why people like Doku are, so good to watch because he just takes people on and you never know what's going to happen. It's that unpredictability that gets you off the edge of the seat. I think PSG midfielder I would take, Sharky, would be, I think Vitinha over João Neves. I mean, I'd be happy with either of them. Mrs. Stone says, Mainu or O'Reilly? I mean, O'Reilly's had a better season than Mainu, but I wouldn't want to get rid of Mainu. Good shot, just wide. Barcola's having a good game. So both English clubs down here. Not surprised. They're playing good teams. They're away from home. 0-0 between Bodo Glimt and Sporting. Coventry are beating Preston 1-0, by the way, if you're interested in the Championship. Also, Fort Martin United are beating Lossiemouth 1-0 in the Highland League. I know that's a big game everybody's very interested in. We'll keep you updated on that. If we had a feed, we'd probably be doing that as a watch-along. Fish and chips with salad cream. Brian, I remember, and I'm not proud to say this, I used to eat a lot of food when I was like an early teenager because I used to be always playing football. I was skinny, but I used to eat loads of food. And sometimes as a snack, I'd get a slice of white bread, get the salad cream out, squirt it in, press it down in half and eat it. Salad cream sandwich. Mozza says, you're right, I completely forgot that. I know somebody that on a roast dinner used to put ketchup on it. Like you'd literally be out for a dinner and they'd say, can I have some ketchup? Roast chicken as well. Nah. 2-0! Oh my God! Oh my God! What are Man City doing? What are they doing? Why am I defending Man City? Absolute scenes here. Is that Valverde again? He's done it again. It's the Valverde show. Real Madrid in the Champions League go together like Ant and Dec. It's just unbelievable how good they are in the Champions League. This is a decimated, injury hit Real Madrid side, and they're 2-0 up inside 20 minutes. What are Man City doing? Ruben Diaz with the assist. Oh, he is shit. He is shit. Oh, Chelsea have equalised as well. Goals are going. I told you Chelsea. Chelsea look good. Madrid do. Man City do not. Valverde with 2. Gusto's equalised for Chelsea. Lovely finish by Valverde, by the way. Donnarumma looks off it. Look, this. I don't know. It's like PSG are playing with 10 men. Really good goal by Gusto, but I don't. It's like PSG are playing with 10 men. I can't believe how wide open they are defensively. I mean, where's Mendes there? It's not even in the picture. Keeper should save that as well. Good hit by Gusto, but I think the keeper should save it. I think Terry Flewers needs to get himself down and get a new pair of glasses. Madueke is a clear penalty. He genuinely is an Arsenal fan, isn't he? He just does it for Arsenal fans. He's doing it for clicks. PSG defensively been very poor. I can't for 1 minute think that... I think they're just tired. Greg has missed the Chelsea goal after switching for the goal. They literally more or less went in at the same time. I think there's a penalty for Bodo Glimt as well. Donnarumma's having a stinker. Both goals on him. Neither goal is that impressive. I agree, Arnon. I think Donnarumma could do better on both. If you watch the first goal, Valverde knocks the ball past him, but it's like he thinks that the ball is Valverde because he sort of like goes, I don't want to touch it in case it's a penalty. It's the ball, mate. It's the ball. Got 15k watching, so make sure you share the video. I'm getting a bit confused as well because I'm looking at this, Real Madrid, and I'm looking at that, Chelsea. They're both playing in white. And, yeah. But, yeah, PSG do look like they're playing with 10 men. There's too much space out there. It's a strange approach. Yeah, I agree with you, Dragon. I think Donnarumma thought he was outside the box. Yeah, all English teams are away apart from Newcastle. Why are you standing up, Gift? Because I just had my dinner about 20 minutes ago. And if I sit down, I just feel a bit bloated because I had to rush it. So I like to get things moving a little bit after my dinner, if you know what I mean. What was for dinner? It's like a chicken schnitzel, homemade chips, and a salad. And I put a bit of coleslaw with it. The chips were amazing. What's wrong with Golaire? He's holding his face. Yeah, I think Donnarumma thought he was not inside the box, so he didn't touch the ball. I mean, he should have realised that. I think Enzo should have been booked for that. Did he get booked for that? I don't think he did. There'll be more goals in that. Bodo Glimt are winning 1-0. Scored from the penalty. Marquinhos defending well. It's not Marquinhos, it's Sarah Emery. Sorry. What do you think the problem is with PSG? I think they've just played too much football. Yeah, I think they've just played way too much football, PSG. I mean, you think about it. It goes back to September 2024. That's where PSG... Well, it's August 2024. That's when PSG's quest started. A full season, straight into a Club World Cup, because remember the Champions League final was like the first week of June. The Club World Cup was mid-June. And then you come back straight into another season. So they've been playing football with the thing about PSG is they don't actually have a massive squad. So they've got they've been playing pretty much consistently since August 2024. I would love Valverde at United, says Andre Gomez. I think Chelsea will do this. Denzel says they get paid to play football. Yeah, but that's the argument of a simpleton. Like, if you get paid to be a paramedic, but I don't give you any time off, you're going to start making mistakes. You know, you're going to turn up and somebody's, you know, fell over and hurt their knee, and you're going to get the old things out and shock them, aren't you? Like, you can't just say they get paid good money. That doesn't change the fact that they're tired and overplayed. Yeah, I think Valverde's a very good player, Andre. I mean, obviously there's been rumours of him leaving Real Madrid for a few years, but I don't think they'll ever get rid of Valverde. And I think he's at that stage now where, as the captain of the team, they'll only get rid of him when, you know, like they did with Casemiro and Varane, when they feel that they've used up all they need from him. Liam says, if you didn't support United, would Liverpool or City be more likely you're my favoured side? Nah. I never would have chose City because they were irrelevant in the late 80s. I don't really even know. I don't remember anything about Man City in the late 80s, so they just wouldn't have crossed my radar. As for Liverpool, I couldn't stand them in their tight-fitting candy kit. And a couple of lads at school supported them, and I just thought, nah, glory hunters. When I started supporting United, we were crap. People say, "Oh, you support United because they were good." I was like, when United won the Premier League, I think it was like 13. I wouldn't pay Andre and Anna a fiver to play football. This is 1 Inch Wonder. I'll tell you what, that was a lovely drink. I might go and get another one at half time. That was absolutely fantastic. I'm definitely going to get another one at half time. I don't know what's going on with Man City. I feel like sometimes Rudiger has the measure of Haaland. Not all the time, but sometimes. Duncan, thank you very much for your super chat. And it feels a little bit like that. They've got him on lockdown, but this is good play by Semenyo. If you're Man City, you don't want to be 2-0 down in the second leg. I think one down, you're fine. A draw, you're well in the market, but you don't want to be 2-0 down at the Etihad. I'll tell you what, Bayern Munich could be licking their lips at the moment, because I genuinely think Bayern Munich would rather play Real Madrid than Man City. Who do we think is going to be Madrid's next manager, says Andrew. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to tell me. I feel like Jurgen Klopp's been mentioned, but I think he's a terrible fit for Real Madrid. I've heard Emery, but I just don't think Jurgen Klopp suits Real Madrid. I really don't. But if he wants it. Sharky says, if Spurs go down, how long do you think it would take for them to get back? I think that you'd expect them to come straight back, but it depends how many players want to stay and fight. Sorry, I'm just putting an order in. Don't you think United have to take tough decisions on Martinez and Mount? They play 3 and injured 10. No, Sanchez, you're talking rubbish. You can't compare Lisandro Martinez to Mason Mount. Mason Mount gets 7 or 8 injuries a season and is out for like 2 or 3 weeks because he's got a problem. Martinez has had 2 major injuries. Elp says, what are you sipping on, Mark? Big fan from California. It was ginger ale, rum, and some ice. I'm trying to get another order in. If Pep stays, I think Maresca goes to Madrid, says Kylie. Do you think Pep will stay? What do you do if you're exhausted from school, says FIFA Highlights? You wake up early, you make sure the heating's on, you put your head against the radiator intermittently for a few seconds. Don't keep it for too long because you'll burn your head. And then, in fact, it's good if you can put a towel in between it. And then you just hold your head up against it until your head feels really warm. And then you instantly go into your parents and say, I feel ill with the temperature. They'll touch your head. They'll feel the heat. You get the day off. Used to work for me. Pistol says, Mark, someone has to call out that Arsenal penalty. It was not a penalty. It was a clear dive. I think we've all called it out, Pistol. It wasn't a penalty. Absolutely not. So Real Madrid are 2-0 down. Which rum are you drinking, Mark? I don't know. I got it in a selection box for Christmas. It's like it's a clear one. Not a selection box, a calendar. Imagine that. Is it a Twix? No, it's a short of Jack Daniels. 2-0 down. Man City are, sorry. Real Madrid are 2-0 up. It does work well. Just don't put your head up against a raw radiator because you will scald yourself and you will have a mark on your forehead, and it will be obvious what you've done. You get a towel, you put that against the radiator as a buffer. You feel the heat off it. Good shot. Palmer saved. And now it's Dembele all the way through, all the way through, all the way through. Dembele. Dembele! 2-1 PSG! What a goal! What a goal by Dembele. He had a lot to do there. He had a lot to do there, Dembele. And he's put them back in front. Absolutely fantastic. If Spurs going down, they might win a league, says T-Biscuit. Yeah, I mean, both these teams are playing incredibly open. I mean, it's great from a viewer's point of view, but I think there's going to be a lot of goals in this game. And look, I'll give credit to Chelsea as much as I'll give it to PSG. They're both playing really open. None of this park in the bus shit. And, I mean, Dembele absolutely sent Fofana back to Leicester there, didn't he? He really turned him inside out. Irish drink, Mark, Captain Morgan's and Fanta. God. I used to do red lemonade, Southern Red. A Southern Red when I lived in Ireland, which was a Southern Comfort and red lemonade. Viarsh, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. And Bonesy says, new Champions League format or old? I'll tell you what, thanks for your super chat. I'll run that as a poll. Here's Doku. And that's not a great cross. If Spurs going down, they might win a league, says T-Biscuit. I think if Spurs go down to the Championship, the problem is there might be quite a lot of players that want to go. Oh my Christ! That's going to make Man City fans think I'm happy. Well, I sort of am. This is... What's going on? What's going on in the Champions League? What is going on? Hat-trick for Valverde. Incredible. I tell you what, being a Real Madrid fan, you are so spoiled. You would not have thought this was going to happen. But they can dare to dream. They can dare to dream, Real Madrid. 3-0 up. I don't even understand it. Man City. I I mean, it's shocking defending. I mean, it's a lovely ball, but look at that. Gahey's got to commit. He's got to go with his head. Crap defending. I mean, that's crap. Gahey is a fantastic defender, but that is absolute shit. Why you've not gone with your head there? That is crap defense. It's brilliant by Valverde, but he's got to go with his head. (3-0). This might be over. This might be over. Man City are going to have to get at least 1, maybe 2 goals back. Look, on paper, Real Madrid, Man City was always going to be an interesting game, but in reality, Man City should not, you would not have thought this. And the thing about Real Madrid is they play on vibes. They do. They play on, feeling. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. This is why we love football. I thought the Premier League was superior, says Lars. I don't think that changes anything, to be honest with you. I think you're just jumping on the B of the bang. I don't think it changes that, to be honest with you. Let's see who wins the Champions League. But at the moment, I must admit, I'm on I'm on thin ice. Christopher says the Premier League's a joke. Actually, I'm going to tweet something. Well, I've just said there I've just tweeted it. I think we're seeing. Let me read this out to you. I think we're seeing how dead the Premier League has become with its boring obsession with long throw-ins and crowding keepers. They've forgotten how to play football, and I think they have. I think the Premier League this season has become so formulaic and so pragmatic and so percentage-based that we've actually forgotten to go out there and play the game. Although the Chelsea PSG game, in fairness, has been very end-to-end. Default says the Premier League teams are absolutely shit. The top 4 in other leagues may be better than the Prem, but across the table we have better teams, says Spot. The Premier League's the best league in the world. I mean, I don't think because Real Madrid are beating Man City or PSG are beating Chelsea, I don't think that changes anything. You're absolutely spot on. Outside every other league in the world, outside the top 4, they're pretty poor. And I do think Chelsea have still got a very good chance of winning this. Real Madrid are in trouble. Man City are in trouble. But a very good super chat, Sparky. Make sure you share the video, by the way. We've got nearly 20,000 watching these Champions League nights on That's Football. We absolutely love them. We really, really do. And you're very, very welcome, as always. You know, Section 213 of the Baller League had hardly sold any at 7 o'clock tonight, and we've nearly sold it out. That is incredible. Like, literally, we'd hardly... I chose Section 213 for the Copper Box on Monday night for the Gold Devils. It had... The reason I chose it, it's in the corner, and it's a section. We've nearly sold it out. There's only, like, 5 left. Oh, the Ultras are in town. What? 214. Go for 214 next. I'll tweet it. Get yourself down to the Copper Box on Monday night in London. First game of Baller League Gold Devils. Half time. Yeah, we've got a whole section 213. So there's still some tickets left in 213, but get yourself in section 214. Oh, the atmosphere is going to be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, half time here. It's 3-0 to It's 3-0 to Real Madrid against Man City. They're not coming back from that. Unless they get a goal back, they're not coming back. You won't turn around 3-0. Not with people like Rudiger in the team and Valverde. You won't turn that around at the Etihad. That's too big. That is too big. Chelsea, PSG, fantastic game. Absolutely wide open. Liverpool 6 times, says no English side has won so far. I mean, it's a two-legged thing. Like, Liverpool were away, Arsenal were away, Chelsea are away, Man City are away. So, look, I mean, Tottenham got absolutely embarrassed, but Arsenal will go through. I think Liverpool will go through. I think Newcastle will struggle. I think Spurs are out, and I think Man City might be out. Just pin that in the live chat, by the way, because these tickets are going really quick. So if you want to get, some, that'd be great. Poor quality of the Premier League being exposed in Europe, says MD. Man City will be cooked after Mbappe goes next week, says Ghost, if he's fit. Thank you very much for that. Should Arsenal and Liverpool worry at home? Well, they're going to have to put some work in, Pistol, but I think they'll be okay. Are England at risk of losing the 5th Champions League spot, says Sabir? I don't think so. Saudi dollar is not changing Bruno's life. He's wealthy, says Jesper. And the Premier League is the best league in the world, but this season it hasn't got the best teams, says Javine. Thank you very much for that. Look, honestly, my assessment on those games, PSG, Real Madrid and Chelsea is very open. 2-1 to PSG, fair play, but Chelsea are creating chances. It's a very equal game. City, I'm surprised. I'll put my hand up and say I'm completely wrong. Look, with Real Madrid, I've seen Real Madrid win Champions Leagues when they weren't the favourites because they just have this relationship with the European Cup that no other club in world football can get anywhere near. You can't write Real Madrid off in the Champions League because they just have this thing. But Man City coming into this, with the quality they've got, and Real Madrid with the injuries they've got, I did not expect them to be 3-0 down at half-time. Totally deserved as well. Valverde's hat-trick is just superb, and also it's a play on the determination and mentality that Real Madrid have in the Champions League, because Donnarumma switches off, Guehi switches off. These are top players. They've switched off, and Real Madrid are in the zone, and that's what happens. 1, 2, 3, out. But I do also think it's worth saying, and we've been saying it for a long time, I've had stick for this. I've watched every single Premier League season, and there's no doubt that in the 90s, it wasn't like it is today. Like, there was individualism, there was flair, there was wonder goals. What we've got at the moment is some sort of reincarnation of Wimbledon and Stoke. It's this, I don't understand why every goal, every kickoff, you boot it long. I don't understand when there's a throw-in, it's like dry the ball and launch it. I don't understand when there's a corner, it takes everybody a minute to take it because everyone's pushing each other and trying to foul the goalkeeper. It might win you a Premier League title, but it's fucking boring. And one thing I will credit Leverkusen, Galatasaray, PSG, Real Madrid for is playing football. The purity of football is entertainment. The purity of football is to go out there and try and play the right way. And we've lost our way in the Premier League. And the Premier League needs to take account for this. The PGMOL have been shit for 4 years and they've done nothing. And football's been heading this way for 2 years and they've done nothing. And you know why they don't do anything? Because they're greedy and they're lazy. Because the Premier League's the richest league in the world. And we don't need to do anything. We can just sit back and watch the money roll in. There's no accountability for actually making the Premier League something to be proud of. It's become boring. It's become pragmatic. It's become, structured and formulaic. And to be honest with you, if they all get beat tonight, they fucking deserve it. Because it's so many people have said it. The quality of the Premier League this season is shit. And the reason it's competitive is because you can get promoted like Sunderland and Leeds and everybody's playing like everybody else. If you're good at corners and you're good at long throw-ins and you're well organised, you've got a chance. Because nobody's playing football. It used to be, if you're a newly promoted team, you go and play Arsenal, they've got bloody Thierry Henry and Mark Overmars and they'll batter you. Or you go to Old Trafford and it's Cantona and everyone like that. Nowadays, it's like, well, everyone's taking corners. You know, it's there's an identity crisis. And if we get a bloodied nose in the Champions League, then we need to realise why. Because, you know, Arsenal can't win the Champions League on bloody set pieces. It would be a travesty. They can win the Premier League, but it would be a travesty if they win the Premier League like that. Arteta's killing the Premier League. He started this bullshit, says Miko. Yeah, but I ain't got a problem with Arteta doing it. He wants to win a Premier League. I've got a problem with everybody bloody copying it. Zypho says, saying the Premier League is superior does not mean other teams are bad. Besides, in football, you can win today and lose badly tomorrow. Poor quality of the Prem being exposed, says MD Jake. Man City will be cooked when Mbappe comes back. Thank you very much for that. Where's the Premier League PR now? Mate, look, I'm not getting into that argument. We're talking about Real Madrid doing fantastically well. They're winning 3-0. The Premier League PR, you can't deal with. Because if you want to have an honest conversation, if they changed the rules and offered Florentino Perez the opportunity to come and be in the Premier League tomorrow, it's a whatever you say in Spanish to say goodbye, it'd be gone. So the Premier League is the best league in the world because it's the richest. That's what everybody wants. That's what everybody wants. Is the quality of the football the best? Probably not. Where is the shame with these big six clubs, says Kim. Look, Real Madrid are going to be over the moon. And I think that Bayern Munich will be looking at this, feeling happier that Real Madrid are winning, because I think they'd rather play Real Madrid than Bayern Munich, than Man City. And that doesn't mean that Real Madrid are worse than Man City. It's clearly not. I just think the Premier League clubs, you know, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid would be a very good game. Rooney says, it's called That's Football. He talks about 2 games and ignores the third. I'm not talking about Bodo Glimt against Sporting, mate, because I'm not watching it. They're winning 2-0. Well done to Bodo Glimt. There you go. Thank you very much, United 1958. And also, very interesting super chat from Yusuf. He says, the Premier League is so results-based that you can't blame the managers for developing this style. Fear of losing, reward for winning. There we go. Look, if you've been watching the PSG-Chelsea game, I do think that they've played really well, Chelsea. It's a very good open game. Man City have been dreadful. I mean, Erling Haaland may as well have not turned up. And the great thing about Real Madrid is they know how to defend. Like, Rudiger knows how to defend. Courtois is a fantastic goalkeeper. So even from this point, obviously we've got a game and a half left, but they know how to defend, Real Madrid. So I think Man City second half, if you Pep Guardiola, you've got to go and try and get a goal or two, because if it's a 3-goal gap at the Etihad, I don't see it happening. Especially if Mbappe's back on the break. I think it will be bad. Will you make a series like Ginge for the Red Devils, says Harry? We might do. I mean, I'm overwhelmed here. Baller League starts on Monday, and we've got you can get tickets for the event, and section 213 is where we want people to get the tickets, and the link is in the live chat. Come down to and support the Gold Devils there. Monday night we're playing at 6:20. Link in the live chat. We'll also be live on YouTube as well. New Champions League format 65% and old format 35%. I like the new. Yeah. Nick Anderson says, I would do horrible things for Valverde at United. Thank you very much for that. Okay, let's close that poll. Do you see a way back for Man City? I could still see Chelsea winning it because I think that game is so open. It's the old dilemma in the Champions League. I think Chelsea PSG is a really good open game, but Real Madrid Man City, you can't take your eye off it because Real Madrid are doing a madness and Man City are going to have to try and get back into it. So look, this is why I love the Champions League. I think I've said this so many times before. You can make a prediction, but you just don't know. Like, you can be a little bit Premier League biased and say, we're fitter, we're quicker, we're more intense, we're going to overwhelm these other leagues. But until they come up against each other, you can look at La Liga and say Barcelona and Real Madrid are in a title race and Man City and Arsenal are in a title race. And when they play each other, who's going to be the better team? But you don't really know until you get to this point. And as we've seen in that first half, Real Madrid can deal with Man City. They've dealt with them. Man City have now got to try and keep this game alive because we're talking about Man City getting 1 or 2 back. What if Real Madrid get another 1 or 2 themselves? Forget it. You know, you're bloody Tottenham in Madrid again. So I think Manchester City have to make sure they don't concede again. But you'd be massively disappointed if you Pep Guardiola in your new signings. I mean, Semenyo has been like a rabbit in the headlights. Donnarumma, for the best goalkeeper in the world, has made 2 big mistakes. And Guehi on the 3rd goal, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's... If he goes with his head, he wins a free kick because Valverde's gone high with his foot. So there's Rodri, very, very poor. Haaland, I don't blame Haaland. There's just no service. But I don't know what it is about Man City. They've just... and they rested their players at the weekend. They put their reserves out against Newcastle and they were very good. But it's going to be a very interesting second half. Daniel Thompson says, Atletico treated Spurs like a discounted, all-inclusive buffet that was free of charge in the first place. Real doing the same to City. Valverde is class. Says Daniel Thompson. And Max says, even atmosphere in English stadiums has become boring compared to 20 years ago. Rich upper class is now the standard. No one standing up like tennis, says Max. Yeah, United, we're pricing people out. We're pricing ordinary working people out by increasing prices year on year. You look at the atmosphere in the Bundesliga or La Liga, certainly at Real Madrid or Barcelona compared to Premier League grounds, it's dead. This is what happens when you commercialise something. We've commercialised football in our country. It is the biggest league. It is the best league. But it's not the best quality and it's not got the best atmosphere. And I think some other leagues wear that badge with pride and say, you might have the money, you might have the eyes, but we've got the credibility. And that's what's happened to the Premier League. And many people said this was going to happen. It's such a commercial beast. Who owns your football club? Not you. Real Madrid and Barcelona, they have presidential elections. Bundesliga clubs are owned half by the fans. Premier League has just become about taking your money into the hands of money men. That's what it is. There's no atmospheres. There's no connection with the fans. It's take. Just waiting for the game to start here to do the timer. We're about to start in Madrid. Reinders coming on for Man City and Savinho coming off. I mean, that was it. I mean, look, to be fair to Pep, nobody spoke about that. He did play 4 attackers, maybe thinking Madrid were vulnerable. He's now had to take an attacker off and bring a midfielder on. That is about getting back to basics and getting a little bit of control. That's not about necessarily going for goals. How the fuck is Arteta getting blamed for City losing to Madrid? We literally beat these guys a year ago. Crazy how Pep gets no criticism at all, says Ristia. Judge says it's a tough one, Mark. I want to defend the Prem, but that means defending City. Oh no, it's no. I definitely agree with you on that. It's a funny one. Just on the Baller League tickets, by the way, you can get our sections 213. There are still tickets in 213. I was looking at 214. All of 214 is gone. So link in the live chat. Get yourself down to Baller League on Monday night at the Copper Box. And if you get tickets in section 213, that's where all our Gold Devil fans are going to be. And you can make some noise. So link in the live chat. And I'll be coming up to see you all as well. So thank you, everybody. Section 213 on the stadium map. Lovely stuff. Right, we're up and running in Madrid. And we're just waiting to start in Paris. Brandon, I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to block you because that's actually called spam. That's not actually constructive, so you've... it's unfortunate for you, but you know what you've done. And we can't allow that sort of spamming in the chat, I'm afraid. La Liga will never have a situation where it's possible for a top 4 team to lose to a bottom 4 team, whereas in the Prem, anyone can beat anyone, says Parker. Yeah, I don't really want to do that. We sort of did that last night and we lost our way. Football led says, my gran says you're fit. Yeah, but some grans these days are in the late 30s. And even if she's in her 80s, I'm diverse. I have diverse appeal. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm a bit like Ant and Dec. Corner to Man City. Oh, imagine if they get back into it with a dirty corner. Stop going on about New York. I haven't mentioned New York until you did the super chat. It's weird to see Seti set up in a 4-4-2, says Sim. And Daniel Thompson says, Atletico treated Spurs like a discounted all-inclusive buffet that was free of charge in the first place. Real doing the same to City. Valverde is class. William says, it still amazes me that these pundits dismiss Madrid so easily in Europe. Guehi and Semenyo were at Palace and Bournemouth 3 months ago. They're not turning up, scaring anyone at Madrid. Well, Man City should have just scored there. O'Reilly on the back post, basically missing an open goal. Cross comes in. I don't know whether... They might have given a foul on Haaland anyway. On Courtois. There'll definitely be more goals in the Chelsea game. Very open game. Again, for Chelsea, it's about staying in the game for as much as possible. You know, get back level, but certainly don't go any more than 1 down. Good thing about Stamford Bridge is it's quite a tight ground. So you can generate a good atmosphere there. But Man City's big problem is if they concede again. Cool play by Jorgensen there for Chelsea. I mean, you had to get that right as the last man. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're trying to get up to 1.5 million by the end of the season. I think we're on 1.461 at the moment. So get involved. Daily content on That's Football. And make sure you subscribe. Back with Premier League predictions on Friday morning with Robbie, by the way. We do that every Friday when it's a Premier League week. And of course, the Champions League is back next week with the second legs. Remember the first round of knockout games in the Champions League? It used to be you played the first leg and then you didn't play the second leg for about 3 weeks. I hated that. Coventry are winning 3-0, says Trixie. They're going to be in the Prem. Langford Showcase says, how do you rate New Brazil's chance as winning the World Cup with Ancelotti at the helm? Do you think they're not taken as seriously anymore? Good play by Cole Palmer. Corner. I think with regards to Brazil, Argentina in the World Cup, you would have to say that they've got a very big chance because the climate is going to be hot. But I've got to be honest, I look at Argentina's squad and I look at Brazil's squad I don't think it stands up to France. Or a Portugal. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Everyone who said O'Reilly's better than Lewis Skelly should be embarrassed. MLS was having man of the match at the Bernabeu last year compared to this. Yeah, but where is he now, Ristio? Lewis Skelly never even bloody gets on the pitch. So, of course, O'Reilly's better than him. Would you rather United win the Prem or the Champions League? I mean, Andre, I'd literally beg for either at the moment. But if I had to choose, I actually don't care. I'd take either. Be a dream. Billy says Haaland will score. Well, I tell you what, it'd be pretty humbling for Pep to leave Man City being knocked out of the Champions League in the round of 16 and losing the title to Arteta. I mean, it's not really how he's going to want to go out, is it? So does that mean he'd stay? I seriously can't see any English team progressing, says Liverpool 6 times. Liverpool will go through against Galatasaray. Arsenal will go through against Leverkusen. I think Chelsea have got a chance against PSG. And I do think Spurs and Newcastle are gone. Do you think Bodo Glimt could win it all? I mean, it would be a Leicester fairy tale in the Premier League, in the Champions League, wouldn't it? I don't think they will, no. Brandon. William says, we're not that good. France or Spain will win in the World Cup. Big Mike, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Are you having a glass of whiskey? Favourite bottle? No, this is like rum and ginger ale. Man City definitely need at least to get this back to like 2. A 2-goal difference. I mean, I'm not saying they couldn't do a 3, but it's difficult. Can you remember Barcelona doing a 4? I think they were 4-0 down to PSG in the first leg, and they did them at the Nou Camp. Oh, Chelsea, what you can do, says Facing Dexter. Skeleton says, Mark strikes me as someone who drinks proper cursed stuff like dandelion and burdock. Yeah, I used to like that when we had the pop van. Dandelion and burdock. But I just thought it was Coke. I didn't realise like what's actually in dandelion and burdock. In fact, let's have a look. People are going, what is he talking about? Yeah, well, Americans can be quiet because you drink root beer. So dandelion and burdock. What's in it? Is it actually dandelions? It's made from the fermented roots of the dandelion and burdock plants. Oh my God. Oh God. I did used to drink that. Sounds disgusting, doesn't it? Jake Jones says, do you remember Liverpool, Mark? No, I sort of, I removed that from my history. Cream soda, yeah. There was another one as well. I can't remember what it was. Pop Van. He used to have all sorts of flavours. Vinicius Jr. He's through. Oh, penalty. He's got to give it. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. It's a penalty to Madrid. This could be game over. This could be game over. It's crazy. How have they got... I mean, they're gonna look at this. He doesn't get the ball. That Donnarumma has had an absolute stinker. No, I don't think he touches that. I really don't. He won't get sent off because he's not deprived. He won't get sent off because there's a genuine attempt to get the ball. Sorry. So we get a yellow card. Is it Jamaican rum, says Milton? I don't know. If they score this, Man City are out. It's as simple as that. One sense he wants my advice to start texting my crush. Let's see what happens with the penalty first. We could argue that Donnarumma has been at fault for 3 goals. But if he scores this, I don't see a way back. I mean, it was hard to see a way back at 3-0. He's missed. Well, that is a moment. That can be a moment. That could be a catalyst. Donnarumma, redemption arc, has saved the penalty. I'd need to see a replay to see how bad the penalty was or how good the save was, but should have given it to Valverde. This is literally 1983. That would have killed the game. That would have killed the game. Ashish with the super chat says Valverde hat-trick was the last thing in anybody's mind. This tie is over. Madrid flying and they don't even have Mbappe. Well, it's not over now. If it swings the other way, it could have been 4-0. But if Man City get a goal back, it changes everything. I think we've got a goal for Chelsea. I'm gonna have to turn my attention to that. Neto, so fast, cuts it back. Lovely goal. Good goal that. All about Neto as well. And Neto cuts it back to Enzo Fernandez. 2-2. I think PSG are not going to have the intensity and stamina for it at all. You know what makes me laugh is that I think people would say we don't want Enrique because he lost to Chelsea. Oh no, we said we don't want a guy that won the Champions League, managed Barcelona and PSG and has done fantastically well, and is probably struggling because he's tired and the team's tired. Yeah, that was brilliant by Neto. Absolutely brilliant. And the way he looks up and sees where Enzo is as well. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Are Manchester City intentionally losing to focus on winning the league and cup trophies? I doubt it, De Goat. I doubt it. Sif says the penalty was bad and the save was average. I actually haven't seen a replay of it yet. Onana rumour, says Mike Royce. Well, he has just saved the penalty. I think he must have done that before. We've got nearly 20,000 people watching. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner to do that. Everybody is welcome. Champions League is alive on That's Football. We love doing the Champions League. Is that penalty missed by... Here it is. Oh, it's a crap penalty. It's really bad. It's really bad. It's shit. It's actually a shit penalty. It's got no power in it. It's not even in the bottom corner. I don't know. I just think... In your life, how many penalties do you actually take? It's not like you're doing 2 a game. I don't know why some players get a little bit flamboyant with the penalties. Like, If I was a manager, I'd be like, if you hit it hard in the place I want you to hit it, you'll score most games. What is it about you that makes you think I'm going to do something a little bit expressive? When I've managed and we get a penalty, I'll give it to somebody who I know is going to put it where I want them to put it. And bottom corner, hard. And you get these players step up and they nonchalantly try and do this. And I'm like, fuck off. This is not a kick down the park with your mates. This is like, we could be in the quarterfinal of the Champions League. That was a shockingly bad penalty. I could have saved that. If I guessed the right way, I would have saved it. Jorginho used to do it, but it's not the same as that. Jorginho used to do it, and he used to score a lot because he'd wait for the keeper. Bruno used to do it as well. It's not like that. He didn't wait for the keeper to dive. He just went, I'm going to do that. Don't compare a Bruno or a Jorginho penalty to what Vinny did. Like, you'd wait. That's why they used to do it so much. So 2-2 PSG Chelsea. I did say I fancied Chelsea to get a goal back. Who do I think will end up winning, Chelsea or PSG? I mean, I think I predicted in my Premier League predictions that PSG would win it, but I have to take into account that they have massively struggled this season, and they're not the team they were last year. I think mentally and physically they are struggling, aren't they? Which is fine. You know, they've played a lot of football. I always worry, though, in football, like, it always reminds me of Paul Scholes against Argentina in the 98 World Cup. We were 2-1 up. Paul Scholes had a good chance and he missed. And I remember thinking, that might come back and haunt us. And look, they're 3-0 up here, Real Madrid, but that penalty goes in 4-0, the game is over. Cherki's coming on for Man City. Tchouameni's coming off. So it's another injury for Real Madrid. I mean, how many more injuries are they going to have? Yeah, I'd fancy Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. 2-2. I think they can overwhelm them. Should be all over Kvaratskhelia in the summer, says Mark. I don't really know what's happened with him. He was brilliant last season, but I have heard things about him not being settled, which is strange. We've had a few changes in the PSG game. So Kvaratskhelia has come on for Doué. Well, we've had one change. In the Real Madrid Man City game, Reinders came on for Savio. Garcia came on for Mende. Marcus says, what's your take on the old system when away goals counted as 2? Look, the last 2 changes they made in the Champions League, going to the league stage, I prefer it, and also the getting rid of the away goal, I prefer it as well. Hi Mark, just a quick one. Would you rather kiss Bruno and United win the treble, or don't kiss him and they win a quadruple? Would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks. Oh, I'd take the quadruple, thanks, obviously. Bad bath. I tell you what, that's not a great game for Man City, is it? At the weekend, away to West Ham. Rado says, imagine all Premier League clubs will get knocked out in this round and Premier League will not get the 5th Champions League spot and United finish 5th. I don't think that's how it works, Rado. Somebody was saying earlier that no matter what happens, even if all the English clubs get knocked out, we'll probably still get 5th. 5th place in the Champions League. I mean, I don't know. You're basically following a coefficient league that makes next to no sense to me, but apparently we would still get it. Has Haaland had a shot yet, says Charlie? I would say no. There's a chance there for Man City. I just got a feeling Man City will get a goal back and this tie will be wide open for the second leg. Oh, Rodri there. Into Doku. Another corner. This was the chance for Man City. I think Semenyo was actually offside. Good. What a bit of defending by Rudiger though. Cowboy says Bayern are going to win the whole thing, aren't they? I mean, the winner of this game will play Bayern, which will be a great quarter-final. And remember, then they'll play PSG, Chelsea, Liverpool, Galatasaray side in the semi-final. Ow. Bad Bath says, going to have to let Bruno down easy, but thanks for your answer, Mark. Thanks for your super chat. Carol says, do you think Atalanta can come back? KVN says, Chelsea been jammy tonight. I think Chelsea been good. I do. I think Chelsea been good. I think it's been a very equal game. It's been a very open game. And to be honest, next Tuesday, that might be the game I feature because, I don't know, it's tough. If everything stayed like this, the Chelsea-PSG game is the most interesting game next Tuesday. Arsenal, Leverkusen, Man City, Real Madrid, and Chelsea-PSG all kick off at 8 o'clock next Tuesday. So choosing the games is going to be very difficult. I can't watch 3. That's taking the piss. You can't actually watch 3. It's hard to do 2. What's the lousy mouth score, Marks? A CF26. Well, that is the real quiz, and I know we're all very excited to know that. It's Fort Martin 2, Lossiemouth 0 in the Highland League. I mean, what even is the Highland League? Keith is playing Enferry. Bucky Thistle are beating Strathby Thistle. I mean, I almost feel like I want to Google where these people play. Oh my God, you would not believe it. It's like, is it like the back arse of Scotland or something like that? What is the Highland League? It's got to be in Scotland. It's a senior football league in Scotland that serves as a feeder to the Scottish Professional Football League. It's level 5 of the Scottish Football League system. Oh, right, okay. I thought it was like a league that would only played in like the top bit of Scotland. It's like the National League, basically. I thought it was like Scottish teams that played like in the far north, you know. And Aberdeen and all that lot couldn't be asked to play them. That makes more sense. Idiot bridge. Ramon says, start, bench, sell. Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes and De Bruyne. Sell, Silva, bench, Bruno, start, De Bruyne. How do you see Carrick doing in the Champions League, says Andrew? Well, hopefully he doesn't, because we get Enrique, but... Cheltenham. It is Cheltenham this week. I went a couple of years ago. I could have gone this year, but people love Cheltenham. It's a big, big thing, but it's not. It's not my thing. I went there. It was okay, but I wasn't in a rush to go back. Each to their own, though. Elaine says, how would we get Enrique? He's got a deal until 2027. Oh, yeah, because all managers see out their final year of their deal, don't they? Bodo winning their last games against City, Atletico, Inter twice, and now winning against Sporting. How far do you think they can go, says Chris? I mean, I'd like them to go all the way. I think it would be an amazing story, but I don't think they will. I dread to think what Bayern Munich could do to them. But they can't play Bayern Munich till the final, so... I'm an Arsenal fan. Love your work, Mark. Why do you think other leagues don't have such a thing as the Carabao Cup? Don't you agree it's unnecessary? I don't know how long it's been around, Ali. I think it was really useful in the late 80s when we were banned from Europe. It was a very competitive tournament then. I remember Arsenal winning it. I think it was 87 or something like that. But yeah, I would argue that the Carabao Cup has almost become more relevant than the FA Cup. Not in status, but in competition, because the Carabao Cup happens early in the season. I think a lot of teams do play their better players, but with the FA Cup, I think it's so late in the season that teams are like, we need a rest. Bodo Glimt are winning 3-0 now against Sporting. I'll tell you what's been impressive about this Champions League first games in the knockout is how many teams have actually battered teams. Like Atletico Madrid are through. Bodo Glimt are... What the fuck is he doing at the back there for Real Madrid? Thiago, I mean, he's only a kid, but he's nearly cost them a goal there. Dribbling towards his own goalkeeper. What a save by Courtois. I mean, that was an amazing save by Courtois. Because Garcia there has nearly let Man City back in. He can't believe it. What a save by Courtois. Could have been 4-0. Was very nearly 3-1. That's a big change. Well, it is. It's a 4-goal gap and down to a 2-goal gap. Still 2-2, PSG, Chelsea. Oh my God. What has the keeper done there? What a finish by Vitinha. What a goal. What a goal. Keeper again. Playing out from the back. Jorgensen for Chelsea. He's done well. That finish by Vitinha is just so cheeky. He dinks it over the goalkeeper, but Chelsea fans look away. Alan says, damn these keepers, man. I mean, they're under no pressure. The ball goes back to the keeper. He's under no pressure, and he passes it straight to a PSG player. And then Vitinha's there just to lob it over the keeper. Where is he passing it to? I just... why not boot it? Like, that is... I don't even know what to say. I mean, I don't even know what he's trying to do. Oh, the finish by Vitinha, though. He just lobs it up over the keeper. Tremendous technique. Wow. At one end, we see an amazing save by Courtois. And in another game, we see an absolute prat pass by Jorgensen. And, I mean, Chelsea be fuming with that. A 2-2 draw in Paris is a good result. A 3-2 loss on a keeping error is something else. Sub him off, says Buddy. Boroff has said I've missed 6 goals flicking channels. This is why you need a live chat. PSG are on the attack again here. I'm surprised Chelsea are the ones that have ran out of steam. Chelsea need to make sure they don't concede again here in the last 15 minutes because, again, you can lose a game very, very quickly. Well, you can lose a tie very, very quickly. I think that's what Man City did in the first half. 1-0 became 3-0 very quickly, and then you've got a mountain to climb. Bad Bar says, just one more from me. Would you rather United win the treble or be torn apart by a pack of wolves? Sorry for the controversial question, but I just need to know. Oh, well, I think I'd take the treble, mate. I can't think why. That was a great save by Donnarumma. Courtois. What's your thoughts on Murillo to Man United? I'll probably talk about it on the morning show, but I've not really had much chance to look at where the story's coming from. Yar says put the Chelsea game on. I've got it on. Abdul, thanks for your super chat. Bodo's blowing my mind. If they avoid an away goal, it might be a walkout. There's no such thing as an away goal, mate. The away goal rule's been gone for a couple of years. King Cop says, has Mark heard of Jim's... I have heard of it. I don't really know what it's all about, but I've seen a couple of clips, but I don't really know what it's all about. Yeah, the old away goal thing meant that Chelsea, if they win 1-0 at home, would go through because they've got 2 away goals, but I prefer it without it. Do I think, HRRS says, do you think Bayern will win the Champions League? I think they're the favourites. I mean, a lot can happen, as we've seen. I mean, look, Man City are losing 3-0 to Real Madrid. It's an unpredictable Champions League. Jacob says Tudor's getting the sack after Liverpool, isn't he? I'm surprised they've kept him. Spurs have acted very slowly this season and it could cost them big time. Louise says, I'm very happy they got rid of the away goal. It was awful. Fran says, Haaland is disappearing in big games again. Charlie says, do you think 3-0 is too much for City to overturn? It's not too much. It can be done. It has been done. Chelsea got a great chance here. And it's a goal, but I think there might be an offside in the build-up. João Pedro scored, but I think there was an offside in the build-up. Yeah, there might... Well, it might not be, but... They seem to disallow it. Oh, does look offside. Ex-Gunner says, do you have a mole in the Man United establishment? I've got a couple of sources, yeah, they're good, but not in the boardroom. Could you beat 25 cats in a fight, says Lewis. Oh, I wouldn't like to be fighting. I wouldn't be like to fight. It was offside for Chelsea. I wouldn't like to fight 25 angry cats, especially if they go for you. They're agile. Juan says, Tudor was a lapping stock in Italy, Mark. It does beg the question, why did Spurs do it? The stupid thing about Spurs is, and I said it on my video last night, is they would have stayed up if they'd kept Frank. It wouldn't have been pretty, but they would have stayed up. Whereas now they look like they're going to go down. I don't think you could beat 25 cats, because even if you kick 2 and punch 2, still another 20 going for the jugular. Would Bodo winning Champions League be bigger than Leicester winning the Premier League? Yes, I think it would, political scientist. It would be an amazing achievement. Horror game for Haaland, says I. Michael says the UEFA coefficient is at risk here. I genuinely don't think it is. Haaland's gone off with 8 minutes to go. Man of the match, Mark, says Mr. Elshamari. Well, it's obviously Valverde in the Man City game. In the Chelsea PSG game, I'd probably find it hard to give a man of the match because I probably haven't watched the game as in depth. I've been glancing back on it, but so I'd be reliant on you in the chat. Oh God, I'm getting tired now. 2 long streams. At least I don't do Europa League football. We will be back with Bundesliga football on Friday night, though. Live match footage. Hannah, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. Thanks for getting your badge in. I think Man City, to have a chance, have got to try and get 1 back. It's not impossible to come back from 3. It'll be difficult to come back even if they're 2 down, but because Real Madrid won't just sit and park the bus either. You've got Vinicius Jr., they might have Mbappe. But the fact that he's took Haaland off just shows you need a goal and you take off one of the world's best strikers. Neto's had a very good game for Chelsea, actually, from what I've seen. Delap and Lavia are coming on. Palmer and Pedro. I don't think he brought Garnacho on, did he? I thought Garnacho was the GOAT. I thought Garnacho was amazing. Played well against Wrexham, but can't get on against PSG. Know your level. He might have been on EastEnders tonight. It is a Tuesday. Oh, no, it's Wednesday. No, it wouldn't be on that. Which Valverde goal was your favourite? I actually think Donnarumma should have saved the second one. I think the third one, Gahey should have done better. So probably the first one. Oh, Liam Delap could make a name for himself in the Champions League. You knew he was going to shoot. Real Madrid are getting closer and closer here to that clean sheet. And remember, it could have been 4-0. Vinicius Jr. missing a penalty. Yeah, I'd say Neto, man of the match in the Chelsea-PSG game. I think he's had a very good game, and definitely Valverde, Man City. PSG are on the attack again here. Chelsea cannot concede again. Maybe PSG are going to do what Real Madrid do, though, and just come alive for the Champions League. Favourite Marvel hero growing up, and if you could pick one superpower to have in real life, what would it be? Says Stan. I've not watched Marvel. I don't think I've ever watched a Marvel film. I genuinely don't think I've ever watched a Marvel film. I think I watched about 20 minutes of Captain America, so yeah. Oh, it's terrible for Chelsea. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia, what a goal. 4-2. What has happened to the Premier League? Premier League in crisis, I think, needs to be the match reaction tonight. I mean, Chelsea's defending, shocking. So, look, the one thing Chelsea needed to do was keep it to one goal to take it back to the bridge. And they're 4-2 down. I mean, they've given themselves a mountain to climb now. I mean, there's enough players there. There's 4 players near him and he gets a shot off. Terrible. Terrible defending by Chelsea. Keeper can't do anything about that. Brilliant, brilliant goal. Anana, Man United, or Kinski for Spurs, says King. I mean, I think Anana's had a better career. Garnacho played 120 and 90 minutes in the last 7 days, says Blow. Ooh. I'm sure Rosinia's left him out of your biggest game of the season because of that. Yeah. It's probably because he's a squad player, mate, and he's using him against the shitter teams. Bench player. Bench Nacho. Maybe he's saving him for the second leg. Oh, is that going to be a penalty to Man City? No, it's a free kick. There is still time in the PSG game. They could concede another. Nearly 5 there. Should have been 5, says Buddy. Madness. Madness tonight. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Man City could still get one back. Lays it off. Cherky straight at Courtois. And that's the problem Man City have got. Not only have you got to come from 3-0 down, you've got to beat Courtois, which ain't easy. Garnacho's coming on. This is part of the plan. He's got 3 minutes. He's going to win it. He's going to win it for you now. Pep ball has been sussed, says Keel Robinson. Where would Bodo finish in the Premier League if they played all their matches at home? They seem to dominate there, says Man. Go. Is it snowing there? Because it is. I suppose it could be an advantage. Is the pitch grass or is it artificial? Because that can be an advantage as well. I don't know. I've not actually watched the game with Bodo. Bodo. Mr. Frodo. It's AstroTurf, yeah. I mean, it's a 3G pitch. You're going to have that. Jazz says, your hate towards Garnacho is a little forced. Just take a chill pill. That's not hate, mate. I just don't like him. English football need the glory. Man United, says Dial. Well, there you go then. The fact that it's an artificial pitch. Who remembers Luton and QPR when they had plastic pitches in the late 80s? It's a big advantage. I mean, when you used to play Luton in the Division 1 in the late 80s, you had to play in trainers. It's mad. If it's 5-2 to PSG, that game's over. Oh my God, it's fucking 5-2. Chelsea are out. Oh, it's offside. Offside. Chelsea are hanging on in the Champions League here. Yeah, he's offside. Enzo's not happy with the goalkeeper. Uh, 4 minutes added on in Madrid. Man City desperately need a goal. Tom says, love your work, but you missed my last super chat. I'll go and find it for you, Tom. Only Arsenal getting through and maybe Liverpool, says Vasu. Barca Villarreal, who wins in the Champions League final, says Ahmed. Well, it won't be that. Tom says, Haaland had 10 touches. What is the problem? Well, lack of service, I suppose. Well, something's going on in Paris here. There's been an attack on the ball boy, I think. Who did it? Was it Enzo? Oh, no. Yeah, Enzo is in trouble. I haven't seen what he did. No hate towards Garnacho. He's just an unlikable prick. Should have learnt humility early on in his life. Dude held us hostage to go back to the bench, says Ashish. Denise says Enzo barely touched him. If he gets a red, he's probably just knocked Chelsea out. He sort of gave him a shove, didn't he? The ball boy's gone down like he's been done. I mean, to fair play, ball boy has played a bloody blinder there. That's a great dive. I mean, he's literally gone down holding his throat, and I think he got pushed in the chest. I don't think there's a red for it. And it was Neto, not Enzo. Play on, says the referee. Yeah, there is common sense. There is common sense. Real Madrid have beaten Man City. It's over there. And PSG, Chelsea still going on. I'm going to do a match reaction, but I ain't got all night. The home teams with good results is what I see, says Nathan. Yeah, I think that's a good observation. Galatasaray, Atletico Madrid, PSG, Leverkusen. It's 5-2. Fucking hell. Oh my God. Chelsea are out. Chelsea are out. Right, I'm going to go and do the match reaction, I think. Chelsea are out. That's the same result that Spurs got done. It might have ended up it might have gone a different way. Chelsea defensively shocking. Keeper probably should save it as well. Right, I'm going to go and do my match reactions. Otherwise, we'll just keep watching more goals go in. I'll get it out as quick as I can. Thanks for watching. Take care.